Happy Monday, everyone. This is Qierre McGlory, realtor and author of The Blueprint to Successfully Selling Your Home. Today I have with me my lender, my business partner. He's a certified mortgage planning specialist. He's the branch manager for Axia Home Loans in Orange County, Mr. Wesley Oliver.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pleased to be here.
All right, so let's start out with reading what's going on with the mortgage rates these days, right? All right, so mortgage rates are about 4%. Oh, geez, Snorefest. I'm not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about something that's very important, what people have been thinking about. The bubble. When is the bubble going to burst? When are we going to see these home savings coming from the sky where you can buy a house $200,000, $300,000 less than what they're listed for? We're going to talk about that. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Mr. Wesley Oliver to explain this bubble that everyone's been thinking is going to happen and the real truth behind it.
Okay, so when we talk about the housing bubble, what most people are focused on was what happened sometime around 2008. Mm-hmm. And that's when we had what we call the Great Recession, or for people in our industry, that's what we call the mortgage meltdown. And what happened was you had a confluence of events that were taking place that kind of all were baked into the cake that helped 2008 happen.
Okay.
What you had was basically you had a lot of mortgage programs that should not have been available to the average person.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you had things like negative amortization loans. You had interest rate only loans. You had some loan programs where they allowed you to actually have a balloon payment at the end. And what you had was all these programs were designed to do one thing and one thing only, to keep everyone's payments so low that it made them feel comfortable buying a house that they otherwise shouldn't have been buying.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
But eventually you run out of road. Mm-hmm. And so what happened was you had home values also going up, somewhere probably between 10 to 20% year over year, which is, exorbitant compared to historical rates. Mm-hmm. Usually what you'll see, especially in a market like Orange County or, Southern California, you'll see somewhere in the neighborhood of like 3 to 5% every year. That's more of a historical normal process. Mm-hmm. So when you had that, you had prices being driven up. And then what you had is you had a bunch of people who were homeowners that were using their homes as piggy banks. Mm. So they would refinance, pay off the credit cards, go charge them up again, refinance, because the equity kept going up and up and up.
Okay, so it made it seem like they just continue to have more money, right, more value in their house. Okay.
Right. So what's going on right now is due to more of the fact that it's just basically standard economic pressure. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about supply and demand. So what you have right now is you have more people who are looking to buy a home than you have homes available for them to buy.
I see. Okay.
Right. And what's caused that, of course, there's an article I read last week where, 1 out of 7, typical homeowners or home sellers are just gone. They're not selling that home. Right?
Oh.
Then on the other end, you have the fact that our production of new construction and new homes is down as well. Mm. So again, what you have is you have a market where there are a lot of people looking to get into homes and the homes just aren't there.
That makes sense. So, that would definitely cause why, being in the industry, being an agent, competing against other offers. And it seems like it happens at every house that my clients seem to find. There's always multiple offers going on. So that does make sense.
Right. And then also you have builders now trying to catch up with that demand. Because you can see it everywhere when you're driving around. I don't care if you're in the Inland Empire. I don't care if you're in LA County, Orange County. There's a lot of new construction going on. So they're trying to catch up.
Yes.
So when you read or talk to some of the leading economists, they still think that the trajectory of home sales or sales prices is going to keep going up for the next 2, possibly even 4 years.
So, Wes, are you telling me that home prices are potentially going to continue to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
They're expected to do that.
They're expected to do this?
They're expected to do that.
So this bubble that everyone's been talking about doesn't look like it's going to pop next year?
No.
Or maybe the following year?
No. That definitely doesn't look like that.
Okay.
So, at some point, we can expect that, maybe the prices will come back down and regress to the mean a little bit, but it won't be as significant as it was in 2008 because they're not going up so significantly.
I see. Okay. Because we're, like you said, we're doing more of a traditional growth that we're doing now as opposed to what we were doing when the meltdown occurred.
Right.
Okay.
And then also what you have is, so now as far as the mortgage process is concerned, we're doing more than ever to qualify people for a home. And we collect more information, more data, and we're more, I would say, conservative than ever. Most banks are. Right? Okay. So it's not like everybody can just get in there and buy a house. Everybody can just get in there and refinance a house. You're actually going to have to show that you have the income to support, the payment for whatever house you're looking to purchase. So you're not going to have this influx of people in the market that shouldn't be there, which, again, will help increase sales prices.
Right, because we're having the people that actually qualify and are approved to purchase these homes with these qualified loans, as opposed to what we experienced with the meltdown, where we had people that were unqualified purchasing homes.
Exactly. So, so the sales prices, there's no reason to expect that they're going to regress to the mean that much. Okay. Even when you talk about, because another reason that people are expecting this is the inverse relationship between interest rates and sales prices. Okay. Because one of the things that puts downward pressure on sales prices is as interest rates increase. Okay. Because your market shrinks because of what we call purchase power, right? So if you're selling a home for $500,000 today and rates are 4%, right? If rates are at 5% a year from now, and you're still trying to sell that home for $500,000, what you're going to have, because of purchase power, people are going to lose purchase power. So you're going to have less people who are available and who will qualify to buy that same home when rates go up, a full percentage point.
I see. Okay.
Right? But even that, rates have still been very historically low, and they're just basically inching up. There's been no cataclysmic event or anything like that to make us go from, 4% to 5.5% overnight. So there's no reason to even expect that that's going to have a big impact. So my thing is this is my advice to anyone who's looking to buy a home.
Listen, everyone, listen to this advice he's about to bring right now.
Okay, so if you are ready for the responsibility of being a homeowner and you're looking to purchase a home, now is as good a time as any, and probably better than it will be, a couple of years from now. Because the sales prices, are lower today than they probably will be 2 years from now. And then the interest rates are lower today than they probably will be 2 years from now. Right? So, you're going to have the opportunity to cash in on some of that equity that's going to be created as sales prices continue to go up over the next couple of years. So that's number one. And most importantly, your greed will kill you every time. Right? And this is something I have to tell people because, when people are looking to purchase a home and, eventually we have to lock in an interest rate. And some people will want to watch the market and no, don't lock it yet. Right. Let's watch it. Right. But then the market starts going in the opposite direction. They just basically missed out on a rate that was better than what they could have had. Right. So my advice is when you speak with your mortgage professional and they go through the pre-approval process with you and they're going to come up with a loan amount that you qualify for, and therefore sales price. And that sales price and that loan amount is going to have a payment attached to it. Okay. If you are comfortable with that payment and that payment works for you, take advantage of it now. Because worst case scenario, let's say you're wrong. Let's say that, the sales prices go down or home values go down slightly, right? Well, you still own the home and you don't have to sell the home till the market makes sense, right?
It's funny you say that because a lot of people don't think of it that way. They think if they buy now and the home value goes down, all of a sudden they're at a loss forever. But
right. Yeah. It's like the stock market. You don't lose money until you sell the stock, right?
Right.
So you don't have to get out of the market till you're ready. And the difference between now and 2008 is you had homes that were severely overinflated as far as value. And then when the value was readjusted back to historical numbers, you couldn't get out because you couldn't qualify for a refinance because the value wasn't there. So if you had a home that truly should have been worth $400,000, right, but was worth $600,000 because of the overinflation in the market, well, when that home comes back down to $400,000, but you still owe $550,000 on that home, you can't refinance. There's no way out, right, because you don't have the value. So if you're buying a home, it's going to be your home. You love it. You want to live there. You like it. Well, if someday you want to sell it, you don't have to sell it till it makes sense to sell it. Okay. Right? So when the market's at a place where it makes sense to sell it, then you sell it. As far as interest rates are concerned, let's say a year from now, interest rates are a point lower than they are today, guess what you get to do? You get to refinance if you want to.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So you're going to basically, you're going to cost yourself more by trying to be greedy, because the other side of that, let's say sales prices skyrocket and interest rates skyrocket right along with them. Now you're priced out of the market.
Right.
Right? And then, another article that I referenced the other day, as far as what's going on specifically in Orange County, as far as rental rates are concerned, those are going to continue going up 3 to 4% a year as well.
Man, those haven't stopped. Those are still continuously go.
Right. So one way or the other, your living expenses are going up. But at least if you're a homeowner, a lot of those living expenses are fixed. As long as you're in a fixed rate program.
Right.
Right. Your payment's not going to change unless maybe your insurance premium goes up a little bit, or, property taxes go up a little bit. But every other part of it is going to be fixed, as opposed to if you're a renter, and we all know that, we've all done that shuffle where you like where you live, but your lease is up, you get the notice from the landlord, we're raising the rent up $100, $150, then you have to search to go find another place to live, and all the money that you're investing to do that, So bottom line is, like I said, today is a great environment to actually purchase if you're ready to purchase, and trying to time the market, and trying to have some kind of clairvoyance to figure out what nobody else can figure out for certain. Because if you had these answers for certain, you'd have more wealth than Warren Buffett.
Well, for sure.
So,
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you for taking the time to educate us and, really dispel that myth of this bubble that's supposed to be coming and provide all these savings for all these home buyers that waited to not buy now and they're waiting to buy next year or the following year. Thank you for shedding light on that and really dispelling the myth, and also providing real good information for people out there that, if you're, like he said, if you're really ready to buy and you're really responsible and you can make the payments and you're ready to go, do it. Just go out there and do it. Go out there and search for homes. Start the home buying process, because, like you said, interest rates can go up. Home values will go up. All of a sudden, you're going to be spending more money. So, if you're ready, just do it. Go ahead. Do it right now. After watching this video, call Wes. Call me, and let's get started. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and happy Monday. And I know tomorrow's Halloween, so yeah, just go out there and have a good time. Eat some candy. Don't eat too much because you don't want a stomach ache. But yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for having me, and I hope you guys find this information very useful.
All right. Have a good day.